Chris, it's great to be here. I want to thank the Republican Party of Hood County for putting on today's forum. Got a great turnout here in the chamber, in the City Council chambers. I want to thank the mayor and the council for putting this, allowing us to use your space today. My name is Mike Conaway, and my wife Suzanne is sitting down here in front. I typically say I'm her husband, which is more accurate. I've got Diane Williams here as well, and Evan Thomas is in the room also. We'll have a limited amount of time to try to convince you, my opponent will, so why you should vote for him. What he won't have is 14 months of doing the job on your behalf. I've represented you now for almost 14 months, and I believe I've done the job that you want. I've represented you fairly, in a conservative manner. My voting record over the 6,800 votes that I've taken is very conservative under every objective criteria.
Constitutional conservative running to be your servant and representative in the U.S. House. I've been married to Sarah for 22 years and we have 4 children. I'm a native Texan living in May, Texas, a pro-life Christian and a member of May First Baptist Church. I am self-employed and make my living in real estate, farming, and as a U.S. Marine. Qualifications: I'm currently a U.S. Marine Corps Major, a logistician, and a graduate of Marine Corps Command and Staff College. I recently led a senior military and civilian staff and was in charge of readiness analysis and policy oversight of controlled ground combat equipment worth over $2.2 billion. I have extensive experience as the officer in charge of complex multi-million-dollar budgets. I have been a specially appointed investigating officer for numerous criminal and administrative investigations. I'm a combat veteran with multiple deployments and over 22 years of total service, and have extensive experience leading and working with people from all over the United States and around the world. Why I'm running: in 2010 I was on active duty and deployed to Africa when the chairman of the Joint Chiefs said that our biggest national security threat was our national debt. It was then $12.5 trillion, it's now $17.3 trillion, and our unfunded liabilities are growing by more than $100,000 per second. Further, we are in constitutional crisis with an executive who is willing to violate our rights in order to implement his aggressive socialist policies.
Very much, and thank you all for being here today. By the way, happy Valentine's, you guys. It's still not too late. Make sure you go and buy something. But I am proud to be here today and to talk about the issues, talk about what's going on in the state government and what we see, how we've been doing things. And I'll tell you right now, Texas is in great shape. Matter of fact, 3 days ago, Bureau of Labor Statistics said that Texas created, again, 3 years out of 4, more jobs than any other state in the nation. Again, we won the Governor's Cup, which is a coveted trophy by other states that vote by other states, that Texas is the best place to raise a family and best place to have a business. So Texas is in wonderful shape, and one of the reasons it is because of our robust oil and gas industry right now, because of the monies that are coming in from that industry. It raises all boats. There's nothing like it, really. I've never seen an industry like, if it's robust, if it's prosperous, then everybody else is enjoying a very positive lifestyle and profit also. One thing that we can do, and I want to put this out there right now at the first, because one of the big main criticisms that Mr. Crisp and dark money groups like Texans for Fiscal Responsibility and Empower Texans and things that way are put out there, that we are down in Texas spending money like drunk sailors. And I'm no offense to any naval personnel we have in the audience today. But it is the case out there, and they're spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars saying that we spent 26% or whatever it is over budget or whatever the case may be. Now, I will tell you, Rick Perry, who is arguably the most conservative governor that Texas has had in modern times, would have never signed an out-of-whack budget like that. Matter of fact, we would still be in special session getting that resolved, and I will tell you, I would not be on the side of the 26%. Texas Taxpayers and Research Group, a 50-year-old group down in Austin, unbiased, doesn't get involved in campaigns, recently put out, because of this campaign and other campaigns around the state, that what they do, they look at, the inhabitants or the members of that membership of that are the most prolific and the employers of Texas. They watch the budget, they watch taxes. They had come out about 3 days ago and said, or a week ago, and said 26%, 100% false. So guys, you can, campaigns are campaigns. But the facts are still the facts. We know how to balance a budget. We can pass a budget within population growth and inflation. And that's what we did, and that's what we continue to do. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for being here today. And, you know, one thing about being on this campaign trail, it's been very interesting, as you guys know. And it's kind of funny, you know, you kind of hear the same jokes. So I didn't really laugh at that last one because I'm kind of tired of hearing it. But what I really want to get to, since the introductory was already mentioned, I'm just going to get right to the meat, okay? I got real interest in running for politics probably about 4 years ago. And it was based on something I was talking to my accountant, and she says, hey, you know what, we got to pay the gross margins tax. And I was like, what's a gross margin tax? And so she went through it, told me, and she said, you know, you're going to be taxed on gross. And I thought, wow, that's not right. It's an income tax. So from that point on, I started looking at Representative Keffer's record, and I started following him. And I was kind of looking at the right time to jump in this race. Well, this year I decided to jump in this race because of several issues, and I'll just get right to the meat. I'm running because I'm holding Jim Keffer accountable. I'm holding him accountable for his record, his increased spending by 26%. I know we just talked about that. And here's the deal, you know, from 2011, they spent $84 billion to the last session is $106 billion, and that's 26%. And that's pretty simple math to me, and that's backed up by the Wall Street Journal. Also, he raised his own pension by 12%, where teachers only received a little bit more than 3%. He also passed the in-state tuition for illegals. I think that's wrong. Also, I just want to touch on this a little bit, this dark money. You know, these are organizations that hold conservatives accountable. That's what they are. Texas Eagle Forum rated Jim Keffer at 64. The Young Conservatives of Texas, 49. Texas for Fiscal Responsibility, 35. Texas Right to Life, 59. Those are all failing grades. That's why I'm running. I'm tired of failing grades. You know, this is about the record. You know, it's not about personal attacks, but unlike me, I've been getting those personal attacks. So despite all the rhetoric and the propaganda about public schools, it's completely false. Also, I want to say, you know, Jim was ranked 11th most liberal Republican from Rice University. They have no skin in the game. They're not paid. They're just a professor putting out this information, and it's online too. So I just wanted to clear that up, and I'm ready to begin.
All right, thank you.